Ever wondered how the development of films changed so stylishly over the years? The quality of cameras, the settings, the way different shots are framed have all come alive. Cinematography was and still is the pioneer of filmmaking. Cinematography is the art of capturing a specific image. Some scenes may look simply designed, but there is more to it than meets the eye. A cinematographer is part of a film crew to make what would be an uninspiring scene change to an aesthetically pleasing and well-orchestrated scene. They must consider the way the camera follows the scene and what kind of camera angle would best fit the setting or mood. Cinematography has evolved and developed over hundreds of years. One of the earliest photographers and cinematographers was called Edward Muybridge. In 1873, he successfully captured a moving image of a horse. It may not sound like much, but he made a bet saying that he could take a picture of a moving image with all four of the horse's hooves on the ground at the same time. His confidence and skill inspired the use of camera work throughout the late 19th century. He inspired a scientist called Etienne Jules Murray to develop the photographic gun, which made it possible to capture 12 consecutive frames per second. And he also inspired the popular use of the Kodak camera, which is one of the earliest cameras known to be created. The device that helps capture a shot in any production is called a camera. Cameras are used for photography and capturing moving images.
I wanted a shallower depth of field. I didn't want that sort of distortion on the face that you'd get with a wider lens.
The very first camera is called the pinhole and dates to the ancient Greeks in 1000 AD. Cameras have evolved from cheap instruments to magnificent pieces of technology.
My offer is this: nothing.
As cinematography has risen, famous pioneers have helped popularise the structure in which films were made. Over the last 50 years or so, famous directors and cinematographers have changed the way we view cinema and film. One of the greatest ever pioneers of film was Alfred Hitchcock.
Thank you.
Hitchcock was born in London, England on August 13, 1899 and died on 29th of April 1980. He was raised by strict Catholic parents and had a tough childhood. His father once marched him to a police station and told them to lock him up for 10 minutes because he behaved badly. His mother would make him stand by her bed for hours and not allow him any breaks. Hitchcock was bullied when he was younger, causing him to be very introverted and shy. He was bullied because of his weight issues. Hitchcock was an engineer for a short time before he joined the film industry in 1920, showing that he did not have an easy ride into being a famous director. In 1939, he left for Hollywood and created his first ever published film called Rebecca, which was an American romantic, psychological thriller with the storyline of a self-conscious woman juggling her new role as an aristocrat wife, while also competing with her husband's ex-wife at the same time. Rebecca won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Hitchcock at this time had a highly creative mind and was always generating ideas for new productions.
Announcing the return of the most glamorous motion picture ever made, David O. Selznick and Alfred Hitchcock bring you the Grand Slam prize winner that made motion picture history. Winner of the Academy Award, voted by America's critics as the best picture of the year. And now, as a result of a national poll, winning new honors as audiences throughout the country vote to see it again.
Hitchcock was the master of suspense, and one of the films that really elevates this is Psycho. Psycho is probably the best known film that Hitchcock has directed, and the way it is directed is phenomenal. Psycho is about a woman who checks into a hotel seemingly deserted and worn down until other residents start acting strange. Psycho won the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress.
Oh, they know I can't even move a finger, and I won't. I'll just sit here and be quiet.
The cinematography in this film is really emphasised through the camera angles and the setting the film is shot in. The way the film is shot and the way the camera angle transitions fits well to a thriller genre. The shot with the hand scraping down the wall is a denotation of danger, which makes the audience intrigued and heightens their fear. The shot is a close-up, and the reason I admire this shot so much is because it is framed so the audience don't know what or who else is in this scene. The way the hand moves is unnatural to an everyday shower, so that also creates suspense. The reason Alfred Hitchcock is known as the master of suspense is because he really was a master at transforming a normal scene into a suspenseful scene. When looking at the trailer for Psycho, the cinematography is well used because they have incorporated different shots and snippets with different camera angles. The shower curtain scene is a low-angle shot looking up. If they had just used one camera angle throughout the opening, it would be quite stagnant and the suspense would not work as well. The way the music is edited with the camera angle fits as the timing causes emphasised drama. Cinematography entered the 21st century in a more iconic way. The quality of films was constantly improving, and one of the people who helped develop the quality of cinematography and the way we view films in the 21st century is Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan was born on the 30th of July 1970 in London. His dad was an advertising executive, while his mother was a flight attendant as well as being an English teacher. What really inspired Nolan to be a director was playing with Star Wars action figures using his father's camera to film. When he left school, he studied at Haileybury and Imperial Service College and later studied English literature. During college, Nolan really started to express his filming interest by creating short films such as Tantarella and Larceny. Further into his career, Nolan made his feature film Following in 1998. The storyline was about a young writer in London who gets drawn into the unfortunate world of crime. The film was based off of Nolan's experience of living in London.
IMAX and 70mm film cameras to achieve the best possible image quality. He uses incredibly technically challenging practical effects to tell epic stories that span dimensions of time and space, consciousness, and vast conflicts.
Although it was only an independent film and on a small budget, it still won several awards. This really kick-started his career.
They brought him in to solve an unspeakable crime.
Detective Dormer, it's such an honor to meet you. I'm Detective Ellie Burr. Welcome to Night Mute. So incredible to be working with you. The Leland Street murders was my case study at the Academy.
Someone out there just beat a 17-year-old girl to death. Your job is to find him.
Doesn't say in the report that he clipped her nails. He washed her hair.
No mutilation?
Not this time. He tortures him, makes him do things, and keeps him there for 3 days. This guy, he crossed the line, and he didn't even blink.
Police! What Detective Dormer doesn't know is that murder is only part of the plan.
Dormer here.
Killing changes you. It's like awareness.
Who am I speaking to?
Can't sleep well?
He will taunt you.
You and I share a secret. We know how easy it is to kill somebody.
He will torment you.
Can't be easy after 3 days of no sleep. Are you seeing things yet? Those little tricks of light.
He will get inside your head.
There's a ferry about 5 miles north of Night Mute. I'll be on 11 o'clock. I have great respect for your profession, but the situation isn't yours to control, Will.
You're trying to impress me, Finch. You got the wrong guy. It took you 10 minutes to beat Kate Connell to death.
No evidence that I killed Kay. You only know it because I told you.
Are you doing okay? I mean, you haven't been sleeping much, Detective Dormer.
Another night up like this and you're really gonna lose it.
Now the game has turned deadlier than he ever imagined.
This whole thing you're doing ain't gonna work with me.
Hold it!
Where is she, Finch?
Don't worry, Will. You can sleep when you're dead.
One of Nolan's well-known films is called Insomnia, which stars Hilary Swank, Al Pacino, and Robin Williams. Insomnia is about a detective trying to find a serial killer, all while being hunted himself. The cinematography is unique in this film, with several examples on show. When looking at the trailer, we can instantly tell it is a thriller due to the camera angles and the way the music gradually builds. In an early scene when the detective is looking at the body on the table, the camera is in an extreme close-up position. First of all, the fact that they are looking at a dead body on a table is already quite creepy, but the extreme close-up would draw the audience's attention into the injuries the woman has sustained, leaving the audience on edge. This is a very clever piece of cinematography, as this camera angle helps denote the genre.
Police!
What Detective Dormer doesn't know is that murder is only part of the plan.
Furthermore into the scene, when Detective Dormer, played by Al Pacino, is running through the water in the caves, the camera angle changes rapidly while following him. The way they have edited all the different camera angles together really emphasises the urgency and anticipation of the scene. This scene combines a low-angle shot of him running with close-up shots of the character's emotion. The cinematography here is similar to Alfred Hitchcock's film Psycho, and in the suspenseful scenes, they combine different camera angle shots to add to the suspense, and to keep their audience focused. Two like-minded cinematographers showing off their skills. Insomnia is not the only film where Christopher Nolan has used cinematography to create a stylish production. Inception also includes a wide range of cinematography. Inception is a sci-fi thriller about a man who enters the dreams of certain targets and then steals information from them. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael Caine and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Due to the genre being a sci-fi thriller, the camera angles are obviously very advanced. Camera angles provide depth into the shot.
There's one thing you should know about me. I specialize in a very specific type of security. Subconscious security.
You're talking about dreams?
Mr. Cobb has a job offer he would like to discuss with you.
What kind of work placement?
Not exactly. We create the world of the dream. We bring the subject into that dream, and they fill it with their secrets.
Then you break in and steal it.
Well, it's not strictly speaking legal. It's called Inception. Already. I think I found a way home. And this last job, that's how I get there. Dreams feel real while we're in them. It's only when we wake up that we realize something was actually strange.
This was your responsibility! We are not prepared for this! The dream's collapsing.
I have it under control. I'd hate to see out of control.
You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
In the table scene of Inception, the camera focuses on the spinning object in a close-up position. The cinematographic technique enables tension and suspense, and the really significant part of the scene is when the camera angle switches to the characters. This shift of the audience attention adds apprehension to the scene and really helps bring the scene together. When a film is created, the cinematographers and directors want the genre to be really expressed, and in Inception, it's very clear to see it's a sci-fi thriller genre due to the camera angles adding suspense and the way the scenes are shot. For example, looking towards the end of the trailer, the scenes are being quickly transitioned and we can see multiple fight scenes and arguments. The music changes in speed as well, causing the trailer to build in anticipation. We can clearly denote that it is not a comedy due to there not being a quick 5-second scene of someone making a joke, which again is very clever and effective. Cinematography has risen, adapted and changed the way we see movies and other productions today. Cinematography is more important to film than people think. It is vital. Cinematography is very important, and it has an immersive effect on an audience. In films such as Dunkirk in 1917, make the audience feel like they're experiencing the action there, not just watching the film. Alfred Hitchcock and Christopher Nolan are just a few amongst many pioneers who have advanced the level of cinematography over the years, and I'm sure the new generation of cinematographers will advance it even more in the future. Thank you.